Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, this is Syker from Syker at IGCSE. So today I want to talk with you guys about choosing your subjects in IGCSE. And let's start off this topic with just a piece of general information. So something that is super important that you have to know is that you have only 5 sessions, which is June, November, and June. Only 5 sessions. You cannot take anything more than that, because if you take an extra session, it will cancel your very first session, okay, including all the subjects that you took in the first session. Okay, so before you enter IGCSE, or by the very first term of IGCSE, you have to decide whether you want to study abroad or you want to study locally, whether in a public university or in a private university. So depending on that and depending on the field that you are willing to enter, you have to look up for the requirements that are needed for that field. When looking up for the requirements, you will find that some subjects are mentioned, and the grades of these subjects might be mentioned too. And some universities, they do not require such high grades. So when it comes to choosing the subjects, you have to look at the list of subjects that are available by your school, and you have to ask your school which boards are supported by your school. For example, some schools only support Cambridge subjects, and some other schools, they support Cambridge and Edexcel, and very few schools support Cambridge, Oxford and Edexcel. These are the only 3 boards available. If your school supports all of them, then congratulations, because Oxford is really easy actually. So when you find a subject that is suitable for you, for example, let's say ICT or computer science, I totally suggest before taking and registering the subject, there is 4 things that you have to do. The first thing and the most important one is looking at the curriculum of that subject. And the second thing that you can do is ask people who have already taken that subject, and especially if they are older people. Okay, if they are people from higher grades, then you might benefit a little bit from their experience. The third thing that you have to do is to look at the past papers of that subject, and I will link for you in the description a few links where you can find past papers of most subjects. I think for Oxford, the past papers are not everywhere, but it's hard to find them actually. So if you found one, like you can link it in the comments if you want. The fourth thing that you have to do after all of these is to look at the curves of that subject. And by curves, I mean some subjects, for example, to get an A star, you have to get, let's say, 100 out of 130. That's the minimum grade for an A star. Okay. So you can just Google the curves of the subjects, and you will find them instantly. It's not a big deal. And you might also find them in the websites that provide you with past papers. Okay, so using this method, you should start searching for good teachers, or you can decide if you can take the subject all by yourself, just self-studying, and just see if you can handle the curriculum by yourself. I totally suggest this method because it teaches you time management. It teaches you how to finish things much faster actually, because depending on teachers, some teachers, they finish the subject like 1 week before the exam, which is really terrible actually. But in some cases, there are some good teachers that finish the subject like 2 months before the exams, and they give you so much time to practice the past papers. So using this method, after you have found a subject that you are willing to take and you have decided that you're going to take it, you should start searching for good teachers that are really good in teaching the subject. If there are no good teachers available in the place wherever you are, depending on the country, there are some online courses and some online teachers in countries such as Egypt. And another thing is that you can take a subject all by yourself, just self-study. This method I totally recommend it because it teaches you time management and it makes you depend on yourself so much. And just handling the entire curriculum by yourself makes you an A-star student. And if you finish the chapters in a very short time, then you will have at least 1 or 2 months before the exam to train yourself on the past papers. So speaking of past papers, I will link for you some of the links that provide students with free past papers. Okay, and you might find curves of these papers in the links below. Another thing is YouTube. YouTube has helped so many students. There are so many good IGCSE teachers on YouTube, and I will link some of the teachers that I used when I was on IGCSE while studying. They have helped me so much, and their tips are really amazing, and some of their tips are actually not known by the actual teachers in schools. So yeah, that's everything for today. I hope this video was informative, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.